I think we may be passing through the small town of San Bartoleme. Unlike yesterday, today is through these beautiful forests on lovely trails, pretty much away from cars, but not totally. These little stalks, they're maybe about 1.25 inches in height. The little flowers themselves looks to be less than 1/8 of an inch, and they're on these kind of I'd call them desert-like, but they're very small, thick, waxy leaves. Here's another flower, pretty purple one on the long stem. And then these flowers, and what may be a seed pod there, look to be growing on this vine. So I think they are. Yep. So maybe there's some kind of a fruit there. This cluster of tiny little flowers, maybe each one is about 1/2 inch across. They appear to be coming from these mature ones that are like on long stalks, so they can get up high and get some good sun. And these look to be different than the ones we saw a moment ago on this bigger bush, but maybe they're just an earlier version that look like that. But even the bush structure looks different. These look like more mature versions of them with much broader flower arrangement, if you will, on much longer stalks. Here, a very pretty yellow flower reminiscent of our dandelions. This one's probably about a full inch in diameter. This broom-like plant has pods on it for some kind of seed. Just thought it was kind of interesting. Here, a flower kind of like a daisy. Well, we see it as a weed. Generally, in the same ecological system, you see the same kind of plants, but here seems to be a little bit different one. It's the first one I've seen. Here, another anomalous pretty flower. A couple more here. And those may be the buds for it. And here perhaps yet another flower. Notice the way the leaves are designed. First I thought these were the white flowers we saw earlier, but in fact they're something quite different, and they appear to be on a vine. Okay, here's a buttercup. Again, it's curious to me that you can see all of these common flowers and all over the place, but once in a while these anomalies, you wonder why there are not more. How did this one get here? How does it survive? And here, another pretty flower. 3 on a stalk with their buds. Don't know what this plant is. It looks like some kind of a cactus, but I don't think so. Some kind of a succulent, maybe on top of bamboo almost. Here's some beautiful white flowers. Here, a plant with what look like little blueberries on them. Don't really know. These are interesting, little red conical, look like seeds or fruit of some sort. This may be our next little town, with the town church bell heralding my arrival. God, how flattering. Plant covered with critters of all kinds, butterflies, bees, little bugs. So it must have something very succulent to feed on. Here is the entrance to a cemetery, it looks like. Okay, I arrived in Zubri, or Zubiri, or something like that, Spain, to finish today's walk across that bridge. And I got my albergue, which is right up the street a little ways, and then went to the supermarket and got myself a nice big ripe tomato and a big bottle of soda water, and I'll sit here with my feet in the water. I think that's what you're supposed to do, and eat my tomato along with other. I'm off there to the right. We entered the town, crossed this bridge, newly refurbished, not rebuilt. So it looks like fish jumping down there too. I sat down there on a rock when the sun was out and cooled my feet. A pretty little town. Everything neat and clean in most of the towns that I visit. This looks like a reasonably old and authentic, probably some kind of farm outbuilding. You enter town down that road and go across this bridge, but there's no sign telling you. This sign misleads you in a way. It says you go that way. That's where the hostels are. But apparently, from what I can understand, this is where the path goes. And there on that building is the first one that I've seen to validate that that's the way we go. It looks more like it. So tomorrow, this is our pathway from Zubri, which is right here where we are now, to these little dinky towns until